The world is changing faster than ever. As October 2025 comes to an end, three major global events are slightly reshaping the map of power. From the heated Taiwan to rising tides of diplomacy in Southeast Asia and the fragile calm in Gaza, every move, every word, every handshake has a deeper meaning. Welcome to Closed Letter Analysis, where we decode the real geopolitics behind the headlines of 31 October 2025. Let's start with the biggest story shaking East Asia right now, Taiwan's bold message to China. Taiwan's president stood before the world and said something that sent shockwave through Beijing. Taiwan will never accept the so-called one country, two systems. Those words might sound simple, but they carry decades of history and tensions. Beijing has long claimed Taiwan as its own, promising peaceful reunification, but for Taiwan, the world has changed. The people there have grown up free, democratic and connected, and they see themselves as a separated identity. This latest statement is more than politics, it's a definition. It's Taiwan redrawing the Southeast Asia map, the red lines. What is geopolitical impact of this statement? First is rising tensions between Taiwan and China. China immediately warned to Taiwan never rule out the use of force. That means more Chinese jet near Taiwan's airspace, more warship around the island, and more risk of accidental conflicts. Second is the US alliance and US steps. The Washington, Tokyo, Canberra have already reaffirmed their support for Taiwan's democracy, except more arms sales, training programs, and naval drills in the region. Third is the tech war angle. Taiwan produced 60% of world's advanced semiconductors. Any stability there could cripple the global tech economy, from smartphones to fighter jets. Fourth is major regional ripple effects. Southeast Asia nations now fear getting caught in middle of the US-China power war. The Indo Pacific is becoming the center stage of 21st century geopolitics. In 2025, Taiwan couldn't just reject Beijing's plan, it challenged the world to choose between freedom and fear. Second news is Vietnam elevates ties with UK, a smart balancing act. While global eyes are on China and Taiwan, another quiet but powerful move came from Hanoi. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. Vietnam announced a comprehensive strategic partnership with the United Kingdom. This is huge. For decades, Vietnam balanced carefully between Beijing and Washington, but now it's diversifying its friends, choosing a middle path that gives it more power and independence. The deal included cooperation on technology, science, education, and defense. It even touched on issues like migration and clean energy. What is geopolitical impact of this news? First is strategic balancing. Vietnam is showing that smaller nations don't need to pick sides between superpowers. It's playing smart geopolitics, being friendly with both, dependent on either. Second is Southeast Asia's new role. Countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines are becoming the balancers of Asia. They are the swing votes in the future world order. Third is UK's Indo Pacific comeback. From Britain, this is a part of its global Britain strategy, staying relevant post-Brexit by the engaging in Asia's fastest growing markets. Fourth is major geopolitical impact is Chinese concern. Beijing will not say it out loud, but it seems this as a subtle threat more than Western footprints in its neighborhood. While superpowers roar, Vietnam whispers, and the whispers might just reshape Asia's balance of power. The third and major news came from Gaza's ceasefire, peace on paper, crisis on the grounds. Yes, you heard right. In the Middle East, there's finally silence after months of war. A ceasefire has brought temporary stop to Gaza, but when banks responded this week, people found there was no money. Empty ATMs, broken buildings, families standing in lines waiting for cash that doesn't exist. The guns may have stopped, but the struggle continues. This is not just about economics, it's about dignity, survival, and the long shadow of conflict. What is geopolitical impact of this news? This news make huge geopolitical impacts. First is humanitarian fallout. The banking collapse is deepening Gaza's humanitarian crisis. Without liquidity, rebuilding is impossible, and dispersion can reignite violence. Second is regional diplomacy. Egypt and Qatar are trying to mediate while the US faces pressure to support reconstruction, but Israel's security concerns complicate aid delivery. Third is Arab world dynamics. Gulf countries are questioned. They want stability, but they don't want to be drawn into Gaza's financial responsibility. This could slow normalization between Israel and Arab nations. Fourth is global perception battle. The ceasefire might look like peace, but the world see the fragility underneath. It's a reminder that war doesn't end when bombs stop. It ends when people can live again happily. Gaza's banks are open, but its future is still locked between conflict and wars. Three stories, three reasons, and one message. The world balance is shifting right before our eyes. Taiwan definition challenge China's like superpower. Vietnam diplomacy redefining independence, and Gaza's fragile peace remind us that survival is a politics too. Every move, whether a speech, a handshake, a responded back, is a piece of the global chessboard. And the geopolitics, even a small move can shake the whole world. In 2025, world is not divided by east or west. World is divided by those shaping the future and those reacting to it. Thank you, and comment your comment in comment box, and like, subscribe, closed letter analysis. Thank you.